Hi friends, Debbie here with Debbie Gets Crafty. And what I have here is one of my paintings that I got from Temu. And I did a video with an unbagging the other day. And this bag happens to be one of the project bags that I got from Temu as well. And the painting that I wanted to start on is this darling little unicorn on a cloud. So I got her all kitted up here, and I kitted up in a different way this time. What I did was I went ahead and I put them all in separate baggies, and I'll work right from the baggies. I don't normally do that, and to be honest with you, I've once I started kitting up like this, I kind of figured, you know what, this is not for me. So this will probably be a one and off. I won't kit up like this again. I like working out of the bottles themselves that I have. So, but you know what? I wanted to try something different. I've never done this before this way. So I just thought, why not? I'd give it a shot. So what we'll do is we're just gonna, since this is such a small painting, it's a 20 by 20, and actually that's probably just the canvas size. The picture may be much smaller. But since it's such a small painting, I'm not even going to bother using any special pens or boats or anything like that. I am literally just going to work with what came in the package. So we'll go ahead, and this is all you need. This comes in your standard toolkit, and everything you need to complete this painting is literally right here. The toolkit, which includes your single placer pen, the pad of wax, and the boat or the tray, your diamonds or drills, beads, whatever you'd like to call them, of various colors, and also, of course, the star of the show, which is your picture or your canvas. So I went ahead and like I said, I got them all sorted in different baggies, and we'll start. And we'll just do a little bit of diamond painting for a little while. And you know, these toolkits are great, especially when you first start to diamond paint, you know, because sometimes you just don't know if this is going to be a craft that you'll enjoy. And if you don't, well, then you're not out any extra money for any equipment. If you do enjoy the craft of diamond painting, there are many different types of pens that you can get, styles, sizes. You can get different tips that you can put on them that you can multi-place, which means placing more than one drill at a time. They make different trays that you can get, much larger trays, trays with pour spouts, trays with covers. The possibilities are endless. You can even get different types of wax or putty. Sometimes I'll use glue dots. Sometimes I use a blue tack, like a tacky, sticky substance. So, I mean, it's just endless. The possibilities are endless. But you know, for this painting, I'm just going to use what came in the kit. So, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Let's see if we can. You have to make that noise too. And we'll bring it in a little closer. There you go. All right. And I'm going to peel back the protective covering on this, and I think we'll start in this corner right here. All right, so we're going to get our, bring this up here so I can show you. I already put up in front the two colors that I'll be working with right now, and that will be 712, which was letter J, which is here in this grayish part of the cloud, and then 3865, which is letter I, which is right here, and that's where we'll start first. That's that white creamy part. So I'll go ahead and pour out some drills. Seal my bag. And I'm going to set this bag of drills right here. This way I know that's the set. That's the bag that I have to put them in. Okay? Actually, I might set that off camera because the glare was a bit annoying. So we'll go ahead and give it a little shimmy shake here in our little boat. These boats are okay if you're single placing. I'm not a big fan of these boats if you're multi-placing. But, you know, then again, this pen only came with a single placer, so you don't have to worry about it. So what we'll do is go ahead, and this wax comes with a protective cover on both sides. So you'll peel back a piece of the protective cover, and you'll just press down and just give it a little twist. And you should have a little dot of wax on the tip of the pen. It's a pink little blob of wax. All right, and that's to get you started. So now we're going to go ahead and start in this area right here. Actually, I think I'm going to move over and start on the opposite side. I actually like to work from the left side to the right side. So, and that's okay. You can work any way you like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and I'm going to place my first drill right there on the corner. There, just like that. You can move in just a little bit more. There you go. All right. So pick up another diamond. Now what I like to do when I have a larger area here of the same color, it's called color blocking. I like to do what they call a checkerboard effect. And all that means is that I'm going to go and stagger the drills. And I'll show you what that means. I started there in the corner on the bottom, and then I moved up diagonally from that. And now I'll just go back to the bottom. And then my next one will be diagonal to that. And so on and so forth. Now, we'll do a little bit of this, what they call checkerboarding, for a while. And then what you can do is, to me, it just, when you go to fill in the empty spots, it just feels like it goes quicker. And I like to do this because sometimes you can get bored with, you know, just going row after row after row. Ugh. So I like to spice it up a bit, and I do a little checkerboarding. And honestly, I think it really helps me to keep my drills nice and centered as well. And we'll go here. Okay, now this is all going to be one single line, but you know what? I'm still going to skip every other one. Why not? It's fun. And you can do whatever you want, whatever way you want. There we go. So now for my second little patch. So you see right here, let me get rid of that. I have this one started in the corner. So I'm going to skip this one and I'll go to the next one. And you'll see soon enough, you'll see a little bit of a type of a checkerboard pattern forming, and that's why they call it checkerboarding. I don't know, I just like to do things different. Why not? Super simple. And now see here, Diagonal is a J, so I won't put anything there. But there is a space there. And there you go. It really looks really cool if you have like a really big patch of one color to do. But I mean, this is fun too. I love to checkerboard, so I'll checkerboard any old way that I can. Give this a little shake. And this way I'm actually covering 2 rows at a time. Now I'll just go ahead and skip this over here. And sometimes I go crazy and I'll just go diagonally down. Whatever. But you see that there is this little bit of a checkerboard pattern forming. Every other one is filled in, every other one is blank. And that's really as easy as it gets with checkerboarding. I don't know why, I just love to do it, but I do. So that's what I do. Oh, and I have one stuck. And that happens, to be honest with you, I'm not a great big fan of the pink wax, to be honest with you, because I think sometimes that you just end up having to fill your pen more than you should have to. But in the pink wax's defense, I am a very heavy presser when it comes to placing my diamonds. So I think that might have something to do with it as well, that I have to refill more frequently. And even with other forms of the adhesive that you use to pick up the drills, I find that because I'm such a heavy presser, that I still have to fill my pen tip a little more frequently. I don't want my hand to get stuck to the picture, so there we go. Just checking to see if you're still in focus, and you are. Because heaven knows, half the time I end up diamond painting off of camera, thinking, you know, I'm merrily working away, thinking that I'm still on camera, and I'm not. I'm up in La La Land somewhere, which makes people think that I'm in La La Land somewhere half the time. They might not be wrong. That's okay. I have fun in my own little world, and you should too. When you're diamond painting, when I'm diamond painting, it takes me just to a different place, just someplace calm and cool, collected. It centers me because I have to focus on what I'm doing. You know, you can't just be putting drills down here any old way, willy-nilly. You have to concentrate, you know. And that's what I like about diamond painting. It makes me stop and just recalculate, just focus on one thing. Because you know what? Sometimes, and I know my friends out there all know, life can tear you into a million different directions, and there's just some times where you just need to say, time out. I need something that I can just focus on one thing, just to recalibrate, recenter. And to me, that's diamond painting. Even if I only do, you know, even if I only diamond paint for a few minutes here and there, it just, centers me. I don't have to think of anything else. I don't want to think about anything else because I want to make sure that what I'm doing at this time is correct. And it gives me a little bit of peace and quiet. Not that it's all that loud in my house. Luckily, it's just me and my husband and my little dog. And honestly, you know, friends, I don't know where my husband and I got so lucky, but this Spoto is our third dog. Well, technically we've had more dogs, but they weren't with us very long. Spoto has been with us, you know, about 2 months now. And we had Jack for 13 years and Liberty for 12. And Jack was never a big kind of a barker. He never really barked that much. If there was anybody like at our door or something, if somebody rang the doorbell or knocked or something, yeah, he might let out a little warning bark, you know, woof, I'm here. But he was never one to just sit there and bark his head off. In comes Liberty, our little Chihuahua. Now, you know, you think Chihuahua, you think, oh my gosh, all they do is sit around and bark and bite and everything else. Well, not this little girl. She rarely ever barked. She did, I mean, she had the ability to bark, but she rarely did. We always think that she learned that from her big brother, just not to bother to bark. But like I said, she would bark, you know, if when it came to dinner time, if you didn't have her food in front of her at a certain time, she'd be sitting there with a little watch on, tapping her little watch with her little paw saying, feed me. But other than that, she never really barked. Now, we have neighbors here that have dogs. And every time they would see Jack and every time they would see Libby, they would all bark their heads off. And our dogs would just stand there and look at them like, really? I mean, you're just making noise, dude. So now Jack has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, Libby has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and now enter in Spoto. And Spoto is a Jack Russell Terrier Border Collie mix. They call them Border Jacks. I'm just going to switch directions now and go and work from this side over on the bottom portion. And so they call him a Border Jack. And so, you know, we have our little man. He's another one. He does not bark. I mean, he has the ability. You know, if I put him in his kennel, he'll let me know he's not thrilled. But it's not a real big, you know, annoying bark. And when he's outside with our neighbor's dogs, again, same dogs, they're all barking, and he's just standing there looking at them like, you know, really? Why? You're just making noise. And then he just trots away and does his own thing. You know, eats the grass, picks up rocks, sticks, twigs, whatever. And he can't be bothered. It's like he cannot be bothered with these dogs barking. And I told my husband, I said, I can't believe we went to the well 3 times with 3 dogs and 3 dogs that do not bark and 3 very different breeds of dogs. And none of our dogs ever really, in the past or present, bark that much. Like I said, he fusses and he'll, you know, let out a squeaky little bark And Jack, you know, if somebody rang the doorbell, he would let out that deep, because he was a 100-pound, 100-plus-pound lab. So he would let out this real deep bark if somebody knocked on the door or rang the doorbell, just to let him know, listen, I'm here, so don't try anything funny. And Libby, she was just never really a big barker, except, you know, when you're late with her dinner, she'd let you know she wasn't happy with you. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I don't even know how I got on the subject of this, but I just wanted to share that with you. That, you know, 3 times, 3 dogs, all 3 of them are really, they've been really good about barking. Oh, I know what it was. It's fairly quiet in our house. That's it. See, I'm coming back. I'm coming back now. So, it is fairly quiet in our house. So, you know, having a chance to diamond paint, it gives me just a chance to center myself and reset if I've had a long, hard day at work, or, you know, something frustrating me, or I feel like I'm being torn in a million different directions. I sit down, I tell my husband I'm going to go inside my office and put a few drills on a canvas. He knows exactly what I mean, and he says, have a good time. And honestly, I might sit here for 10 minutes and diamond paint. I may sit here for 2 hours and diamond paint. It's all on how I'm feeling and how much diamond painting therapy I need. But it works for me, I'll tell you. It helps calm me right down. Sometimes I'll listen to music. Sometimes I'll listen to a podcast. Sometimes I won't listen to anything at all. No TV, no music, no nothing. Just quiet. There we go. We're really getting somewhere now with this. But you see how that pattern is forming? I love it. Wonder if there's a name that's associated with somebody who likes to see patterns. I don't know. I love patterns. I love to create patterns. You're probably thinking, why, Debbie? This is the 3rd video I've seen in the past couple of days. What gives? Well, as I've said, I work remotely from home, and lately my work equipment has not been cooperating very well. It's been misbehaving. You know how electronics get. So through, honestly, several weeks of troubleshooting, finally, it has been established that it is not my internet or anything that I have done wrong. It's just my equipment is no longer working properly. So they sent me out a new computer machine that hooks up to the monitor. Anywho, so I got that the other day. And of course, because it's a new machine, there's different login things that you have to do, different IDs, different this, that, and all the other. So we finally got that all straightened out. Okay, Debbie, you can go ahead and hook up the new machine. So I unplug the old machine, get that packed away for shipping back out to the company, and I set up the new machine, and I go to, there's certain plugs that have to get plugged in, and I go to plug in certain plugs, and it's not fitting. I'm like, that's odd. So I tried a different plug. Well, that's not fitting either. Oh, well now. Well, come to find out, I didn't have a certain adapter that is needed. Pardon me while I go ahead and refill my pen. I didn't have a certain adapter that's needed. So the company is in the process of sending me the adapter that I need. So I figured if I have a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time, I am going to say hello to my friends. I did an unbagging. I've done, oh, that'll work. I've done an unbagging. I have done, I'm just going to fill this in right here because it's just a small little tiny area, so I might as well just fill it all in. For the third time, I've done an unbagging. I've done a sip and stitch, working on my cross stitch. And now I thought I would do a WIP and Chat with my diamond painting, just to throw out a little variety. Because I've been very laxed with my content lately, and I don't mean to be, it's just that life gets in the way. I know you all understand, you all have that too. So I do what I can when I can. You can always catch me on Saturdays with my twin sister Judy. This week we're going to be on her channel, All Fired Up Crafting Lounge, because we are celebrating the coronation of King Charles III. So we'll have some fun with that as well. For those who follow us and our weekend lives that we do, we are going to be on Judy's channel. We were on her channel last week. We're going to be on her channel again this week because my sister Judy is a royal fan of the royals, everything royal. And so she has been so excited about this coronation that when we got to talking about, whose week it was going to be on whose channel, I said, listen, why don't we just have it on your channel again? Because, you've been so excited about this whole thing. Really? She says, like, really? I was like, of course. Doesn't bother me. I don't care. Just tell me where to go and what time to be there, and I'm there. Oh, that's great. So, we'll have some hijinks and craziness on her channel this week. I was going to say I'm probably not even in shot again. Alrighty, and we are almost done with the outside border, checkerboarding the outside border, and then what we'll do is we'll fill it all in, and I'll show you. Friends, it just feels like it goes by so much faster. Wow, I can't believe I did that correctly. I was able to go in from both sides, meet in the middle, and it all worked out nicely. Oh, that is so neat. Okay. Since we're up here, might as well just continue on. There we go. And give it an old shimmy shake again. Get these drills straightened out and facing upwards. And now here's where I just fill it in. And honestly, to me, it feels like it goes so much faster just filling it all in. Of course, now I get to the point where I want it to be straight. There we go. Okay. Am I even? Nope, I'm not. Friends, this is what I mean. I am the Hot Mess Express in person. You're probably yelling at the TV, Debbie, you're not in focus. Oh my gosh. Friends, feel bad for my poor husband, Todd. He's got to put up with me. And it's not an easy task. It really isn't. I'm a handful. I'm two handsful, for sure. I'm lovable, but I'm a mess. Well, now, couldn't get any more out of whack if you tried, Deb. Honestly, friends, I do have my eyes open while I'm placing these drills, I promise. There we go. I usually have my canvas, oh, there we go, I have a stray. I usually have my canvas on a light pad, and I usually have it tilted up. I know I've said this before, but my hubby is currently using my small light pad, and I already have a project on my larger light pad, and I was like, well, this is a small picture. I don't think I need it to be propped up. Well, yes, I do, because it's not lining up, but that's okay. We're working through it. It's all right. It's all gonna work out. So give it a little shimmy shake and continue onward. There we go. See how fast that comes together? Well, let's see here how that looks so far. Well, that's not too shabby at all. That's not too shabby at all. Okay. I see a couple that are a little stray, but that's all right. Once I'm done with it, I can go through with a straightener and just give her the old straighten out. Other than that, nice. Let's go ahead and we'll continue down the side of the painting. I have to pour more drills in. Of course, I poured too much in, but that's okay. I don't care. It will work out. There we go. All right, continuing onward. Move this over. So we'll continue in filling in this spot right here. And you'll really get to see how quickly it starts to go. It starts to fill in. That's what I love about this. I don't know if it, if it really does make any difference, but to me, it just feels like it does. And, some people might multi-place these. And if it was a dark color, I would. I do not multi-place light colors because it's a lot easier to see the flaws in lining them up than it is with darker colors. With darker colors, it seems to hide if you go a little bit astray with the way they're lined up. Lighter colors show it all. So I do not multi-place with lighter colors. Sheesh, for that matter, I barely multi-place with darker colors, to be honest with you. I'm just not a big super fan of multi-placing. I'd rather do this checkerboard design than multi-place. To me, it just is easier. But there are times where I get a wild, crazy idea to multi-place. But then again, I only multi-place with, I'm going to load up my blacks again. I only multi-place with darker colors. Oh, my little war wound. Got it from my dog. It's actually the first one I've gotten. It's the worst one I've gotten. It's not the first one, but it's the worst. And that's not even too bad. So, I'm pretty lucky. I always try to keep one of his chew toys near me. And if he tries to start giving me the teeth, I gently remind him that I'm not what he wants to chew on, that it's his chew toy that he wants to chew on. So, and if you hear my stomach growling, I'm sorry. Are we in focus? Just barely. Okay. There we go. Continuing on. Yep. See, I have too much pink wax on, and that wax is coming off onto the drills. In between the drills. I'll fix it. I'll go in and fix it. It'll all work out in the end. But look at how far we've come. We've gotten almost this entire side drilled. I love doing the checkerboard design. I actually, right next to me, have my tablet set up, and through the magic of modern technology, I'm actually able to check in on my little Spoto, who's in the living room right now, in his kennel, sound asleep. It's almost like a nanny cam with the Amazon apps. I don't want to say her name, but with the app that Amazon has, the voice, this hands-free, that you can call a name, and it starts with an A, it ends with Exa. You can drop in if you have the show. You can drop in from one show to another, and those are the devices, the show device. You can drop in and video chat with someone. Well, we happen to have it hooked up in such a way and connected in such a way that I can drop in right into our living room while I'm in my office, like a nanny cam. And if he gets restless and I feel like he needs to go outside to use the restroom, then I can deal with him accordingly. Or if he, anything happens, I just keep my eyes on him. There we go. Now we're going to go and work on the other side here. And again, we're just working on the eyes, the letter I. But we're almost done with this outer edge, so that's neat. But yeah, it's almost like a nanny cam, like a baby monitor. So I get to keep my eye on him, make sure that he is safe and sound. Now, some people might say that's a little over the top, but I don't care. My puppy, my rules. And it's okay. I love this. You're just filling in wherever you see the eye. You just fill it right in. And to me, it just feels like it's going so much quicker. So I get a kick out of this. Like I said, I don't know if it makes a difference, but it makes it fun. Gives me something different to do. Okay. So I'm going to try to get in another stitching video. And see how that goes. And so this way I can try to provide some more content. See how that feels in. To me, it just feels like so much quicker. I know I've said this a million times during this WIP Chat, but it just seems like it goes by so much quicker. And then we'll start with the color of the clouds. My husband just came out for his break and he's with the puppy right now. That puppy is so happy to see him. They have a great bond. My husband, every Friday, I get out of work about 2 hours after my husband does. And so after work on a Friday, he'll go out and he'll take Spoto with him and he'll go out for a drive to pick us up some dinner. Friday nights we usually don't cook. We usually treat ourselves to, some takeaway. And so he's been taking Spoto with him. And that's their guy time. They take their ride, and I never know what dinner I'm going to have until I get out from work. because you never know. You know, I never know where those two are gonna jet off to, which is fine. My husband gets such a big kick out of it because of everybody who sees him. Oh, he's so cute. The dog. I mean, my husband is too, but oh, that puppy is so cute. So Todd really gets a kick out of that. And we take him out as much as we can in the car because we want him to get used to driving with us, to being in the car. We had a dog that used to get so car sick. Oh my gosh. This dog, if you walked him near a car, he'd start, you know, just losing his lunch. Poor little guy. I felt so bad for him. You know what, friends? We're done with the letter I around all of the edge. See, that didn't take any time at all. So, and then we're going to work on the J for a little bit. So he was not one to ride in the car. So, I mean, Jack and Libby, they both used to ride in the car fine. Liberty would get nervous in the beginning of her ride, but then she'd get used to it and she'd fall asleep. So we never had a problem with her. And Jack, oh my gosh, if you even said the word ride, he was at the front door practically crying to get in the car to go. So, and Spoto, luckily Spoto is really good about riding in the car. And so Todd takes him out every Friday night. They go and they get their, you know, they get dinner for us and bring it on home. And that's their guy time. All right, so we're gonna start here. And again, I'm gonna be just every other spot. Am I even in focus? Nope. There we go. Friends, I'll never change. I'll never change. So if you think I might, you'd be wrong. You'd be mistaken. Oh, look at that mess. There we go. So I'll go and I'll do this. So much of that pink wax, but if I don't, I can't pick up the drill. But yeah, they do that every week. That's been their little ritual every week. And sometimes you know, on a Friday, Todd will run over to the bank to the drive-through and take Spoto with him, and it's their guide time. I missed a couple of the letter I, but that's okay. We'll get to it. I'm not heartbroken over it. And since I'm up here, I see some individual J's, so I'll just fill those in because there's no sense in leaving them out there. There we go. I see one up in here. There we go. Ooh, I got 2 drills on one. There we go. Wherever I see a J, that's where I'll hit it up. There we go. Okay. So we'll go down here because there's several more to do. There we go. All right. And move here. There we go. Sorry, folks, I stopped talking. I thought maybe you could use the break. I can be a bit of a chatterbox. But I guess sometimes that's why you tune in. And I'd like to take a moment while we're doing this and thank you for your continued support. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you're considering subscribing, please do hit that bell notification, and when I upload videos, you'll be notified. Please leave me a comment, even if it's a hello or Debbie, you know what you could be doing differently? And then just run down your list, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. I'll take it under consideration and see how it goes. I actually welcome any and all creative criticism, constructive criticism, because you know what? I am learning in every aspect of my life. Every day is a learning experience, so and always be open to learning. Sometimes you learn things about yourself that you didn't know. Always be open to that. Because you never know. You might just create a better version of yourself. You always want to be creating a better version of yourself. You always want to learn from your happy accidents. Don't agonize over them, my friends. It's not worth it. Don't let them take up space. Don't let them rent space in your head. No regrets. Just lessons to learn. And if your mind is open to learning a lesson in any opportunity, then you're all the better for it. Then you're just creating a better version of yourself. And that's what we want to do. I know it might look like I'm placing them willy-nilly, but I am really forming a somewhat of a checkerboard. You know, it's not so much of a color block in this area. So I'm checkerboarding where I can. Sorry about that, friends. My handsome husband just popped in to tell me he was going back from his break. Here we go. And let's see, we'll do one right there. I'm probably going to do a few more, fill in this little area here with, you know, checkerboarding as best as I can, because like I said, it's a bit broken up around here, and then probably call it a day. Just fill in as many of the J's in this area that I can in the checkerboarding style, which all that means is every other one gets a dot. There we go. There. right. I think I'm going to stop right there. Oh, I see a few more. I guess it's the OCD in me that I saw that and I said, ooh, you got to get filled in. There you go. Okay. So, my friends, I think I'm going to call it right now. One more. Hang on. I see one lonely little one down here in the corner. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my camera back. Lower my clear film. And we did pretty good today. We got all of this outer edge, with the exception of a few on each side that are a different color. But we got all of the outer edge done of the one color. And then we started on our second color. So that's exciting. So that's a good start. And we talked about checkerboarding today. Let me bring this up a little closer. See how that makes a little bit of a checkerboard? Every other one. And it, to me, when I go back and start filling it in, it feels like it goes by so much quicker. So, I mean, that's just a little technique that I enjoy doing. Other people might choose to multi-place, and that helps them to go by quicker. But I like to checkerboard. I want to thank you all so much today for stopping by and visiting with me while I did a little WIP and Chat. I will do another WIP and Chat with you with this painting, and that'll be up in the next day or so. And again, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. For those that have, thank you for your continued support. Please hit that like button. Please hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. Please leave me a comment, a simple hello, maybe some constructive criticism. I welcome it all. And please, my friends, take care of yourselves, watch over your friends, your family, and all those that you consider your pets, all those animals that you consider your pets. Better yet, please let's look after all of the animals. Those poor souls don't have a voice. So they need your voice and they need your protection. Until I see you all again, thank you. God bless. Take care. Goodbye.